Alright guys, I've got my 562 Mark II here, and while it is a decent saw, I've been on the fence about it, of course, because you know, back in the when I first got this saw back last winter sometime, or whenever they first come out, I muffler modded it, and I had a few problems with it dying, and I'm still unclear to whether it was due to the fact that the saw just wasn't, you know, when I done that, the saw wasn't broke in, didn't have any time on it. But I've since then done it again. But I've added this pipe here. It's I think it's 7/8 inside diameter, or 15, 16, close to an inch. And then it still has the really open muffler mod up top, same muffler. So this muffler here is twice as open as the first one I done, because the first one I only used like a 5/8 pipe, and then it just had regular, the factory outlet was left alone. This one I've hogged out all the material, and then I've added this bigger pipe. I have started it, and I've given it a couple piss revs just to try it, and it seemed to do okay. But the problem I had last time that when I muffler modded it, after a while it would load up and die. So I'm just gonna do a couple cuts, get it tuned in, rip some firewood, just run it like you normally would run it, and see how it acts, I guess. I hadn't had it started. I started at the house, but that's been about an hour ago, and it fired up pretty good then. Good with a muffler mod. A muffler mod really does this all good. Makes me like it better. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't real enthused with it with just a regular muffler mod. Chain on it. I've got a good chain on it. The last time I run it against that 562 Mark I, I had the that Archer chain on it, and I don't like that stuff for the hoop. For the hoop. Muffler mod does make it tons faster, like most 5 Series Huskies. They're lacking a little on torque. You know, you hear people talk about this muffler mod, it needs to be all right, and they will be, but if you're wanting the most out of it, like say on the newer saws, like the 500 and the 400, they're very different than like the old school McCullochs. I think you get I think with these saws, when you port them, you see the most gains in torque, which in a way will gain you speed, but if you're leaning on it, not so much if you're just letting the saw do the work. Because I feel like when you port these saws, you're not really porting them to gain RPM, or most people's not. You're porting them to gain torque, and which in a way torque will give you more speed because the saw won't pull down as fast. But what I'm getting at is I don't feel like, it's hard for me to explain to get out what I'm trying to say here. I feel like when you port these, you gain the torque. You're not going to see so much on change speed if you just let the saw glide down, or just, you know, let it force, you know, let it cut it on its own pace. Where you're going to see the improvement is if you're laying on the dogs, or if you're dogging in, or if you put a really long bar on a saw like this and try to lean on I'm gonna go get a couple of my other saws and just see how that acts. I got a couple saws. I got the Mark 1 I'm wanting to run a little bit, and the 572 that I've reworked. believe it's running off in the distance. I just really like, I don't know, I like the way that these run with the stuffers in them. Run this 572 that I got just a little bit, and we'll try a restart on. It seems like the 562 Mark II really took the muffler mod well this time. And I may have got just a little frustrated with it, because I thought it was going to be like my other 562 that I had. Seems to do okay. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Alright, let's try this here. Let's see. I went through and remuffler modded about all my saws, made the opening bigger, and made my own deflector for them. So. seeing how they're gonna cut if you're actually cutting the tree. So a couple of these chains are set up for felling, really, instead of bucking. Left the rakers a little high on them. I think all of them but the 562 Mark II is a little low. Here's our Mark I rather. Keep getting mixed up. The Mark I, I think the rakers are set a little lower. And the ported 572 and that one, honestly. This one, I feel like if I done a muffler mod like I did on that 562 Mark II, it would be a little stouter for one, and for two, it's not broke in. Like say, I think this is the 5th time I filled it up. If I'd have pulled a little harder, it would have started. But anyway, yeah, you can tell it's a little hungry. More hungry than the others. And it's a little down on power. Well, that's all I want to do. Come up here to weed eat a little bit, and I want to test them saws out. We'll catch y'all later.